In 2007, Gerber must have been visited by aliens because this multi-tool, the Radius, came to be. The Radius is one of Gerber's largest multi-tools. It's one of Gerber's weirdest multi-tools. And by the end of this video, you may be thinking it's one of Gerber's worst multi-tools. One of the reasons for it being one of the largest ones is you can see right here that it's actually longer than the Leatherman Surge. And when we bring the center drive up to the Gerber Radius, it actually is a lot larger than even the center drive. Now, one of the first things we'll look at is the pliers, and these actually don't seem so bad when you first start to use them. So they actually cut solid copper wire pretty good. And I know that's an easier test, but I actually feel like they cut better than even some of Gerber's multi-tools with the carbide cutters. But when we look for handle play, you can see that they rotate back and forth an awful lot. There's an awful lot of handle play. Now the Gerber Radius comes in at 9.4 ounces or 270 grams. It is 4.8 inches closed, 7.2 inches long when it is unfolded. And the handles fold uniquely in that they're more like the Schrade Tough tool. They fold this way, and then the implements fold out this way. And when you use this, you almost feel like you're using a giant fingernail clipper because of the way the handles are sort of teardrop shaped. Now, one of the things I do not like about the Gerber Radius handles, well, maybe one of the many things I don't like, is the plastic and the rubber combination. On the Gerber 700, on the Gerber 800, and even on the Radius here, it seems like the rubber always has the tendency to over time peel and chip. And look at that, isn't that beautiful? So it just does not hold up very well over time. When you squeeze the Radius, it doesn't feel too bad, but it does definitely, look at that. That doesn't look very, very good. So visually, it actually doesn't feel as bad, but visually you can see the handles flex a fair amount. So let's go ahead and close this up and look at the implements inside. One of the first things we'll find is the knife. The knife is actually wider than some other multi-tools, but it is very stubby for such a long multi-tool. And the Radius, it seems like surely could have had a longer knife, but unfortunately it doesn't. Again, these are locking implements, so there is that, I guess. On the other side, we find one of the worst implements on this tool besides the pliers. There is the Phillips screwdriver. And this is a very unique tool in that, again, we've got a huge multi-tool and we've got a Phillips driver that barely looks like it's got any definition at all. So it reminds me of something in the Rev, the Wingman, or the Free P2. And it's rather unfortunate that for such a long multi-tool, for such a long tool, even right here, that it's so thin, and unfortunately it doesn't look that great. On the other side, we have the flat screwdriver, and I don't have that many complaints about that. And also the bottle cap lifter. Ironically, it sort of looks like a musical instrument right here at the bottom of a guitar or something like that. But all this skeletonized tool set makes for some very odd looking tools. One of the best tools on the Gerber Radius is actually the scissors. I was actually pleasantly surprised when I took this against paracord. You do have to open the jaws rather wide. And then if you cut this just right, and of course it's not going to work now, but if you cut this just right, there we go, it does actually cut paracord fairly well. Now, when we close this up, again, we are faced with a very odd multi-tool, one that looks a little bit different, and one that just doesn't function very well. These go for, believe it or not, around $40 to $70 in good to very good condition, and they are definitely not worth that. I can't really emphasize that enough. you would be much better off to get the Phillips multi-tool, the Leatherman Wave copy on Amazon for $30 or less when it's on sale almost all the time than this Gerber multi-tool. But if you're a collector, then this is definitely a unique conversation piece, and it's unique to see the evolution of Gerber's multi-tools and how they definitely have gotten better over the years. All right, we'll see you in the next one.